Alright guys, welcome to Primetime Pips. Today in this video we're going to be talking about trend lines. Once again, I'm inside of TradingView. Marking up my charts like I always do. Like I said, this is free. You guys can just go and sign up for it if you want. I'm not leaving a link. I'm not doing any affiliate shit. But now with trend lines, what exactly is a trend line? A trend line is literally what the word says. It is a line that shows you a trend, right? So if you the key to making a trend line is having two or more points that connect, like here. This is a pretty good uptrend right here. With uptrends, we draw on the bottom, and with the downtrends, we will draw on the top, right? Okay. So let me put this back. Boom. Alrighty. Boom. Now people can play it off the candlestick or you can play it off the wick. Either one is fine with me. I'm not really going to go too in depth about candlesticks. If you don't know about it, just look it up. Google will show you plenty of pictures on what the candlesticks is, what do they mean. I'm not going to make a video over that. But back to trend lines. If you have two or more points that connected, which is these two here, I could have made another one that went here. You can make as many as you want, as long as it has two or more points. Okay, so obviously this has more than two. It has a couple here, came back down here, and kept on going up. Right. So this trend line kind of gives you guidance on, how far, if it goes up, how far it can possibly come down and actually touch. Now, just don't rely on trend lines. Obviously, do your support and resistance. Do some Fibonacci in there, which we'll be going over in later videos. But obviously, if you are already a trader, you know about Fibonacci already. But that can definitely help you out as well, just to clarify exactly what you're doing. Like it's chart patterns here too, like head and shoulder. It's a lot of different things that I see right now that made great for plenty of entries inside of trades. Um, but that's all it is. Trend line is just to help guide you. Like obviously with an uptrend, if it pulls away from that trend line, you obviously know the area in which it can come back down. All right. So if I have these 2 points connected, and let's just say we're trying to look at this here, right? Oops. Let's just say we're trying to look at this area. Okay, so pay attention to that area. This shot up right here, right? So if I was to use some Fibonacci, which we go from the bottom to the top movement, I just stretch it out a little bit. Oop. All right. So what this is, what the heck is going on, yo? Did I click it? Okay, there we go. So what this is really quick. This is just something to help guide me around the area I should watch out for it going that way, right? I usually have my RSI up as well. I do use RSI. Um, but as you can see, it hit it perfectly. Right? I usually hop in at the top. What is this? That would have been the 70%. I usually hop in at the 70%, and obviously I have a trend line here. So let me zoom this back out for you guys. So obviously I have a trend line here. So let me give you. I need my long and short. I don't know why I didn't favorite those yet. So obviously we're going long. Going long means you're buying, short, and they're selling. So if you see that as well, that's what that means. So if I would have got in here, I could delete this because I got my area that I was buying at. So this box, as you can see on the right, gives me my entry point, stop loss, and my take profit that I'm looking at. Now with this type of trade, with the trend line being right there, my buy-in being there, I'm literally out of this trend line right here. Probably would have went a little lower. That's 13 pip risk for it making a new high. So obviously, me personally, just knowing what I know, I would have definitely had this thing making a new high, possibly around this region here. I probably wouldn't even have went all the way up there. But the key is with trailing stop losses and stop losses. I probably would have let this trade ride out until it shows signs of it going back down like this here, this evening star. Definitely went down after that, but would have faked me out. So I probably would have closed actually, because that was a long ass candle. Probably would have closed about here. All right, so it tells you my risk reward ratio too, 5.29. Who wouldn't take this trade? You're risking 13 pips. So for me, I only do standard lots. I don't do 10.0s or 100.0s like the millionaire. I don't do that. I mainly stick with standard lots, but I open up multiple trades though on those lots. I mean, I open up multiple standard lots on my trades. There we go. Um, but who wouldn't take this risking $130? That's what I would risk. $130 to make $730, which probably would end up being over 1,000 if I would have opened up more trades. This is a continuation pattern here. We'll go over a lot of that, but who wouldn't take that risk? That's another thing that trend lines can help you with is guidance with your stop line, with your stop losses too. A tight stop, that's beautiful. I'll take this trade day long, all day long, just because it works for me. It works for me. If I could risk as little as possible and still gain like that, oh my goodness, that is crazy. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it with trend lines. Like I said, two or more points. Boom. If you want to go off the wick, you can by all means. Excuse me. And you see right around that area, there's a lot of choppiness going on, a lot of resistance. It broke up, tried to retest it. I don't see a wick there, so it didn't fully retest it. But remember, trend lines are like an area. And it went up and shot right back down. Like I said, there's something here that showed me that it was turning around, but I'm not about to talk about it in this video because that would be too much. But that's pretty much it. Trend lines are your friends, guys. Trend lines are definitely your friends. They help guide you and recognize different trends. I don't care if it's a small trend, it'll definitely help you with your next point of entry. And that goes with saying never trade against the trend. Once again, I'm going to say never trade against the trend unless you have been doing this for a while and you know exactly how far it's going to go back up to. All right? So don't trade against the trend. I would never recommend that. Some people do all the time. Some people are profitable because they're good at it. But if you recognize that this is a downtrend or that long uptrend that we had going, I don't know why I deleted that line, but hey, you know, if we had this long uptrend that I had going here, why am I looking for a sell? I'm not looking for a sale anywhere. Now, since I have this trend line made, I'm a bit more, aware of how far it could possibly go down, but sometimes it could stop early. Sometimes it may not reach all the way down there and go right back up. Right? Like something like this is head and shoulders. This is a pretty good trade because I would have captured a quick 40 pips before it started going up and had my stop loss at a risk-free trade. And I'm risk-free, just making a couple bucks. All right? So once we start going over chart patterns and stuff, I really want you guys to practice this trend lines, I guess you'd say, on your charts. Go practice that out and see how it's working for you. See if you can recognize good trend lines where the line is respected. Like I said, you can draw it off the wick, and the wick is nothing but the little skinny parts of the candlestick, and that just represents how low the price has gotten, or if it's on the top, how high the price got within that hour, because we're in the hour time frame. So you can play it off the wicks, or you can play it right off the body. Doesn't matter to me. Whatever you want to do is fine. But that is it. If you guys have any questions, please post it in the comments. Like I said, it's not too much to go with trend lines. It's simple, just like that. Just rewind if you missed anything and need some more clarification. Just go back and rewind, and or get in the Primetime Pips membership talk to me about it. Leave it in the comments if you guys have questions, and I am gone. See you.